Yeah. So the suspense account is nothing but by definition, this is an unknown amount or unknown entry of debit or credit, either part of it. So that is what we call the suspense journal. So I'll just give an example, like on what case we will have the suspense account.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see the normal accounting entry for an rent transaction, so it would be like a rent account to cash account. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'm importing this transaction from the different application, or maybe user is entering manually. So it is
So
like,
just a
yeah,
question there. On the first one, right? I mean, it's a
yeah,
very basic question, but so when you say rent expense, right? Let's say I am in a building. I'm just
okay,
saying. So that's my rent. I have to pay 10,000, whatever, 10,000 rupees for that month.
yeah,
So that is what you're showing as a debit, right?
yes, yes, correct.
And then cash is something that you pay, or how who pays this thing? Like when you say credit, right? It is
Yeah.
companies. I mean, it's company credit, or how do you say that?
Yeah. So let's say we have a company called Tata,
Mm-hmm.
and the company has supplier. Maybe we would say ABC supplier,
Mm-hmm.
and we say Axon,
Mm-hmm.
and we would say Honeywell as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, maybe I'll add another one, ABC Infra. So in this case, let's take an example that Tata is the company where Tata has implemented the Fusion application. So
Mm-hmm.
in this case, Tata has four vendors. So
Mm-hmm.
in this, Tata has taken a building for the rental. So this is
Mm-hmm.
monthly $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So which means Tata will pay $10,000 every month to ABC Infra.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, if you see, Tata is paying rent to this particular vendor. So which
Mm.
means Tata is giving as a cash to ABC Infra. So that is why we have this in credit side.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So here in this case, monthly we will have certain transactions. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
I have, it is not that I will, when I'm uploading this particular transaction, it is not
Mm-hmm.
that I will enter only these two lines and I will upload. So this is for the
Mm-hmm.
testing purpose we are doing it. But in real
Okay.
time, we will have 50 to 100 lines. So
Mm-hmm.
in this case, I might miss a particular line.
Mm-hmm.
So we are assuming that we have missed this particular line called cache.
Okay.
So usually, if I have disabled this particular option called suspense account, so system will tell me that this is an unbalanced entry. So what I will do is I'll correct this entry and I'll
Mm-hmm.
re-upload it. But
Mm-hmm.
since I have enabled the suspense account, so where I will enable the suspense account.
Mm-hmm.
So I have two setups to this. So
Mm-hmm.
in Ledger, I'm enabling this, and also I'm giving this account suspense account to this. So
Mm-hmm.
when I give suspense account, system will not give me any warning or any error or anything. So
Mm-hmm.
system will automatically take this as an 10,000 into credit side.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is at high level what suspense account is. So what will be the advantage or what will be the disadvantage? So advantage would be very less.
So
We,
can you just repeat it? So suspense account, when you don't enable it,
yeah.
what will happen is it'll show an imbalance in the whatever debit and credit
Yes. Correct.
balances.
Yes. Correct.
So when you enable it, it'll show a balanced whatever credit and debit.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I enable this particular option, so which
Mm-hmm.
means I don't need to correct the journals that I'm uploading every month. I don't need to correct it again and again. So what I
Mm-hmm.
can do is that I can directly upload it. But
Mm-hmm.
the so this is the only advantage that we have. But apart from that, we have many disadvantages. So let's say I'm running a trial balance.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say a few accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we start our business on January 2020, which means
Mm-hmm.
we are migrating from the legacy system. And in this case, I haven't taken the migrated balance. So I have
Mm-hmm.
taken the balance for only the 3 months, the active transaction, but not the migrated balance.
Mm-hmm.
So the understanding here is that we are not migrating the entire balance. Instead, what we are doing is, let's say we have 500 offices operating overall. So what we are
Mm-hmm.
doing is that for all the 500 offices, let's say clients wants to have as an complete migration, but not the partial one.
Mm-hmm.
So here in this case, what we have suggested is that we will take the system live. So once it
Mm-hmm.
went live, we will take the migration part for the GL.
Okay.
So this is the approach that we have taken. So here in this case, what we are doing is that we are doing only the transaction.
Mm-hmm.
So as an example, I have taken two accounts. So one is
Mm-hmm.
2375, that is rent account, and we have 2374, that
Mm-hmm.
is suspense account.
Mm-hmm.
So let me take another account also, cash account.
Mm-hmm. And these accounts can be different in each company, right? These numbers.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So here in this example, if you see, it is easy to understand that we have 20,000 for rent, and for the March period, we don't have rent account debited in this particular case. But whereas
Mm-hmm.
the cash account has credited with 30,000. So which means the suspense account of 10,000 belongs to the rent. I can understand. This is a simple case where we can identify. But let's
Mm-hmm.
take the other case, the complicated case or the real-time case if you take. So
Mm-hmm.
I will not have only the rent account as a suspense account. I might have other cases as well. And here
Mm-hmm.
if you see, we are seeing only for the two period. But in real time, if you see,
Mm-hmm.
we will take at least maybe 3 to 4 years. So in this 3 to 4 years, we
Oh
have
boy, it's
12 periods.
confusing.
No, I'll say this.
No, no, no. I was telling not about this one. When it is 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Then if it is just a suspense account, it gets confusing for the person who's looking at the report.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That is why we will not suggest the suspense account. So
Yeah,
that is what
because it's
I,
not specific to what it is reflecting, right?
yes,
It's
correct.
just like a general account that's showing us whatever the number is.
Yes, correct.
And over
So
a period, it becomes tricky to, nail it down and
yeah,
track it down to the exact account.
yes, correct. So that is
Okay.
why we will not suggest. Even if I take 10,000 out of the business and I say
Hmm.
suspense account, no one will be able to identify where this 10,000 came from or where it went.
Okay.
So that is why we will not prefer the suspense account or we will not suggest also.
So let's say you don't have it in the company. Okay, we don't have the
Okay.
suspense account and now it's disabled. So
Okay.
when it is disabled, you said it gets automatically balanced, right?
No, if you enable, it will be balanced.
Oh, if you enable it, it'll be balanced. But if you don't enable it, it'll be, okay,
Yeah. So
it'll
if,
not be balanced.
yes, in this case, we have this normal accounting entry. So which means,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so Oracle will generally validate this balanced entry. So when the
Okay.
debit and credit is not equal, system will give an
Mm-hmm.
alert that or warning that this entry is unbalanced.
Oh, okay. So you correct it then and there itself instead of
Yes,
waiting till the end.
yes, correct. So
Oh, okay, okay, got
we
it.
will, yeah, we will upload the file. So system will give an warning message. So what we will do is that we will take back the Excel sheet what we prepared and we will correct the entry. So that is for the credit side we will give 10,000 and we will upload it back.
Okay.
So
So
this
that
is,
makes it easier to fix the issues then and there, and instead
yeah,
of waiting till the last moment.
yeah,
Okay, got
yeah.
it.
So this is the simpler way, if you ask me, and
Mm-hmm.
this is more complex and not good for the business also.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah. So this is at a high level, the suspense account.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the configuration. So it's configuration wise or the transaction wise, this is not a big this thing, but in terms of the business and the data security and the
Mm-hmm.
other aspect, the financial security. So it's not a good option to take the suspense account
Okay.
since it might create a few problems. And
Okay.
reconciliation will be a bigger headache in terms of enabling the
Mm-hmm.
suspense account.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you see process wise, so translation is nothing but translating the gain or loss or I mean not gain or loss. It is like translating the balance of the particular currency in a given day. So let's take an example. So we have one transaction in a particular period called maybe in the month of Jan.
Mm-hmm.
So 11th Jan, we are creating a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
So the currency rate for this is so basically we are doing this from USD to INR.
Mm-hmm.
So the currency rate is 70
Mm-hmm.
in this date.
Mm-hmm.
So we are translating the balances on 30th of Jan.
Okay.
So in the state, the rate has changed. So which means the rate has changed to 72.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm on 30th of January and I'm trying to run the translation. So now if
Mm-hmm.
I run, so this will tell me that instead of saying, so maybe I have transferred maybe $10.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the bill amount is 70,000 INR.
Mm-hmm.
So in USD, so this would be 1,000 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
So now if I run this on 30th of January, so that is today, so which means I should have paid 72,000 actually,
Mm-hmm.
but what I paid actually is that the same $1,000. So which
Mm-hmm.
means there isn't 2,000 of in profit for me. So if I run,
Mm-hmm.
system will translate the balance and system
Mm-hmm.
will show me that this is an 72,000.
Mm-hmm.
So again, here we have another process called revaluation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just put this one as well. Yeah, fine. So this will basically identify the difference. So here in this case, system will identify that this is an gain for me. So we have something called
So
unread.
can I ask
Yeah,
you a question here?
yes, yes,
So now when you said USD to INR and INR is something that you as a company paid to a different, I mean, like, let's say, who is using the USD and who is using INR here?
yeah,
Let's say if my company is Tata company,
okay,
right?
yeah.
Then my transactions are in INR or are they in USD? That's my confusion there.
No, Tata is my company.
Uh,
So
uh,
Tata is paying to maybe Honeywell supplier who is sitting
okay,
in India. So I
okay,
cannot transfer the amount in INR sitting in US. So I will transfer this in 1000 USD. So
okay,
when Honeywell receives this amount, so this will be in 70,000 INR.
okay, okay.
Because from bank, if you see, I cannot withdraw in INR if I'm sitting in US. So I'll be
Mm-hmm.
withdrawing in USD. So
Okay,
when Honeywell receives the amount, so he will receive in the INR. So to
okay.
equivalent to the 70,000, banks will generally charge us.
Mm-hmm.
So in this date, if I'm paying, so which means I'm paying 70,000. But whereas
Mm-hmm.
in this state, if I'm paying, I might be paying more than 1,000. So since this is 72. So similarly,
Yes.
so based on this, so system will basically calculate the gain or loss.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So the calculating the gain or loss will be part of the revaluation process.
Okay.
So in this case, the 2000, what we are
Mm-hmm.
getting it here. So basically the
Mm-hmm.
difference, whether it is in positive or negative. So it will be
Mm-hmm.
stored under an account called cumulative translation adjustment.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the account that will be storing the difference between the currency fluctuations in a particular
Mm-hmm.
period. So either
Okay.
it is positive or negative. So it will be stored under one account called cumulative translation adjustment. So
Okay.
this we are attaching in ledger. So if you see the
Oh, that's
second,
what you call a CTA. Okay.
yeah. So we are attaching it to the ledger. So from there, system will pick and system will have this posted.
Okay.
But this process will not generate a journal entry.
Oh.
Yeah. But whereas here in the revaluation, if you see, so this will generate a journal entry.
Hmm.
So basically, if we run the revaluation, so this will generate a
Mm-hmm.
JV and it will
Mm-hmm.
inform us whether this is an the gain or loss.
Okay.
So the setups for this would be to have again the same upload the daily rates,
Mm-hmm.
and apart from that we will have the template for this.
Okay. And this is from the repository?
No, this is not from repository. This we have it in application.
Okay.
Yeah, template in the sense it is not that we are uploading.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, so it is kind of a setup we can say.
Okay.
Like the term is revaluation template, but actually what we are trying to do is that we are trying to create a template. So where we
Mm-hmm.
will say that system should pick the corporate rate and the system should pick the particular account for unrealized gain and unrealized gain.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the difference. And here we have two terms. So one is realized and the other one is unrealized. So
Mm-hmm.
unrealized is something when the payment is not done.
Mm-hmm.
So realized is when the payment is done.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the difference between unrealized gain or loss or realized gain or loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we are defining the template by giving the respective accounts. So after that, the same process, we will run the revaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here, basically, system will generate the journal entry. So in this case, for example, let's say we are making an payment to supplier for our earlier procurement.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be an accrual account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this would be the entry. Basically, system will pick the expense account and it will post the unrealized gain or loss. So based on that. So this would be entry that we'll be seeing in the system.
Okay.
But as a general, which means it is just revaluing whether this is a profit to the company or this is a loss to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is the purpose of having the revaluation or the calculating the balances.
Okay.
So this is about the revaluation and translation and the suspense journal. So maybe
Okay.
we will see it tomorrow in the system.
Okay. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
where do I get this? How do I get to understand these terminologies in GL? Like, descriptions or definitions of these, like you're saying expense accrual, what it exactly means and all that.
This even Oracle manual doesn't have this since this is in finance term. So we
Mm-hmm.
can only search in Google actually. So apart from
Just
that,
like that.
yeah. So
Okay.
apart from that, maybe I'll suggest a video actually. So there are a few videos that can make us understand.
Okay, because the basics, if I get the understanding of why,
Yeah,
the words that we use,
yeah,
then it makes more sense to me. Because, I'm not from a financial background anyway, so.
yeah. Yeah. A known guy, so he has created a video actually. So for non-finance uh, consultants, so
Okay,
the basic finance and these things, he has made a video of it. So I'll just
okay.
take that and I'll share it with you.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
yeah, so maybe check that one, and maybe if there are any doubt or confusion, maybe we can take that.
Yeah, because if I understand those terminologies, then I think it gets easier to pick it up.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll share that video maybe after this class.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we will see this in this.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow in the application you'll see. Maybe before that I'll try to sort out the instance.
Yeah.
Mm,
So do they respond when you send them something like this?
yeah, they will respond, but they are not able to figure it out. Still, the instance is not responding, it seems.
Uh-huh.
So they are thinking that it,
Because even for me, I can't open and do anything until it's fixed, right?
yeah, yes, yes.
So, okay.
Yeah, let me check with them and I'll update.
Yeah, not a
Yeah,
problem. Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.